the welder's harvest. For 30 years, Elias had defined himself by the heat of the arc and the strength of the bond. In the dim light of his workshop, he joined steel to steel, masked behind a visor that turned the world into a shower of brilliant, violet sparks. He was a master of the permanent, a craftsman of things that did not grow, but were built to endure the cold and the rust. In the quiet of his 52nd year, the silence of his apartment often felt as heavy as an iron beam. One evening, while scrolling through a glow of digital distractions, a video caught his eye. A chef's hands tossed bright green leaves into a pan of golden oil. The scent seemed to drift through the screen, promising a vibrance that Elias's routine lacked. He decided, for once, to make something that wasn't made of steel. The next day, the supermarket felt like a foreign landscape. Elias navigated the aisles of plastic-wrapped convenience until he found the produce section. There, nestled among the pre-cut salads, was a small, plastic-potted basil plant. It was emerald green and smelled of summer. He placed it in his cart, a tiny living thing amidst his groceries, feeling a strange sense of responsibility. That night, the kitchen was filled with the aroma of garlic and olive oil. Elias plucked the largest leaves, their texture soft and delicate compared to the rough metals he handled daily. The pasta was delicious, but as he looked at the half-stripped plant on his windowsill, he felt a pang of guilt. It wasn't just an ingredient, it was a guest. Over the following week, the basil began to fail. Its proud leaves curled and turned a translucent yellow. Elias panicked, dousing it with water until the soil turned to mud, then moving it to the harsh noon sun until it shriveled. He bought expensive chemical sprays from the hardware store, treating the plant like a machine that just needed the right oil. One morning, the stems collapsed entirely. The basil was a brittle, brown ghost of itself. Elias felt a disproportionate sense of loss. In a world where he could simply buy another for $5, he realized he didn't want a replacement. He wanted to understand why life had slipped through his fingers. He looked at the plastic pot and realized it was a cage, not a home. The welder became a student. He traded his technical manuals for books on soil biology and the hidden lives of roots. He learned that a plant was not a product to be consumed, but the tip of a vast, invisible iceberg of life. He spent his weekends at the library, his large, calloused hands turning pages about nitrogen cycles and the magic of black gold. He began to see the world differently. The trash he used to discard, coffee grounds, eggshells, vegetable peels, were not waste, but the raw materials for creation. He understood now that the modern world wanted him to be a consumer, a person who simply bought and threw away. But Elias wanted to be a steward, a part of the cycle that turned death back into life. He built a composting system with the same precision he used for his welding. He watched as the heat of decay mirrored the heat of his forge, transforming scraps into rich, dark, fragrant humus. When he finally plunged his hands into the finished compost, he felt a connection more profound than any weld. This was not something he had bought. It was something he had nurtured into being. Today, Elias's balcony is a riot of green. New basil plants, grown from seed in the earth he helped create, reach toward the sky. He still welds by day, joining the world together with fire. But in the evenings, he returns to his garden, realizing that true happiness isn't found in what we can acquire, but in the slow, patient labor of helping something grow.